Writing really is a practice in patience and perseverance, and also in actually letting go. That's the biggest thing that I can tell anyone who wants to write, is that you got to be really passionate and then really let go. Writing is really about rewriting, So it's like your first draft is just a roadmap of what is actually going to end up at the end. First script that I wrote, which is going to be the case for anybody who wants to write, more or less, anyone here, is that you write it for nothing. You write it for yourself. You have no idea whether it'll ever get made, whether anybody will see it. It was a calling card. I could actually, send that script to somebody so they can see how I write, the way I see the world, how I see film. And that's what actually gives them the confidence that even if they're not doing that particular script, that they might give you another assignment. Or delegate something else, or another project in which you can work. So the big lesson for that, I think, for everyone here is that, you have to bite that bullet. The first script, if you're going to write, has, there's no choice. You just have to put in the time and just write it like you're only writing it for yourself. The rest is, once you have a film out there and it has met with some success, and appreciation, then you do have much better chances of landing the next job and the next job. The writer can do only as much as, to their best knowledge and ability, and absorbing whatever feedback is there from the crew and from the director, to make on paper what, to the best of their ability or knowledge, feels like it works. What happens with the film finally, is anybody's guess, because it can change on edit as well. So I mean, there's so many different levels, in which things change. So often I read critics' reviews, and and they're talking about this aspect or that aspect and stuff, and I just laugh, because I'm like, you actually don't know you're only judging by what the final film is. But if you've been a critic and you understand the way the industry works as all, you should know, in fact, that it could very well not have been the way that was intended. But that's not how they discriminate things, and which is why it sometimes is a bit laughable, because unlike in the West, where you have a bound script, and often people are bound by contract, but directors are bound by contract not to be able to change it. But it doesn't happen here. So like I said, you give it up for adoption, and then if it turns out to be, the president of the country, great. If it turns out to be a psycho killer, can't help it. Actually, it's sort of two sides of the same coin, right? Because Fanaa talks about the terrorists, but the personal life of the terrorists. And actually, My Name is Khan is about not being a terrorist. So it's actually the opposite. But the thing that I've enjoyed the most in all these years is not only the creative interaction with with the crew that you work with, but the people that work in film, and you get to learn so much from them and their fields. But also the reaction of how audiences take in a film. The things they appreciate or they don't, or how they articulate it and they don't.